Hey.
Hey y'all.
The shimmy, the little dance.
It's so funny because we literally call this not this segment, but our program
Hey y'all.
is always
Hey,
hashtag
y'all.
hey y'all. And I feel like we do always say that.
We do.
So hey y'all, what's up?
What's up?
Oh my goodness, Danielle, I feel like it's been a minute
happening?
since you
It has.
have been
I'm
here.
actually very sad that I missed the last one that had about the red flags.
Oh.
A lot to share.
Well, you know, anything
it's
you like to
okay.
catch us up on or anything.
You can actually add that in the catch.
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on? What's new?
Oh yeah, you can add that maybe down here, you know.
Lots to say.
Anybody have anything new going on?
My nail broke on the way over here.
What did you say?
Nothing.
She said her
I just
nail.
got
She
really-
said her nail broke on the way over here. That's
Yeah.
her.
It did. And she
That's
asked me
her
for nail
dilemma.
glue, like I carried in my purse.
Yeah, all three of us. She asked each of us as she walked in.
Okay, well, if people do.
My sister does actually. Yeah, she does.
What were you about to say though, Jeannie?
Nothing. It's just life. It's just.
Because we went by quick.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
It did go by
But I
quick.
mean, that's every week this year, so I'm not surprised.
Fast. Like December's about to be.
Yeah.
In a blink of an eye.
I was thinking like this has been the longest, shortest year ever. Like I feel like it's moved so fast, but then Christina and I were talking about something and we were like, did we do that this year or did we do that last year? And like
They have blended.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And then I looked back at Christina, I was like, dang, we really did a lot this year. Like we did a lot in 2021.
I went to 8 weddings this year. 7 weddings this year alone.
Like
Insane.
And are you done for this year or you have?
Yes, for the year of 21, and I have one in January.
Okay.
The very.
I don't think I've been to 8 weddings in my life. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
I
that's
definitely
Yeah,
insane.
not in my
I've
life. Not in my life.
I've been in a lot, and I've gone to a lot.
love all
crazy.
over you.
I guess that's a good way to think about it.
There's love all around you. Oh, I meant to say on here, shout out to my girl Danielle for getting a new
Oh,
job.
Oh,
that's new to the people.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
new
I
to
was
the
gonna say I don't have
people.
anything new to share, but like, yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
I do.
girl. We
And it's a
moving
pretty-
on up.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I like it a lot. This is my second week. It's been like amazing.
Good. And then you travel soon with
And I
them.
travel soon. I'm going to New York the week after next week, after Thanksgiving.
Oh,
New
that's
York,
very soon.
and then we're going to Atlantic City because that's where our holiday party is this year.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Fancy.
I
Do you get to bring a plus one?
I actually do.
Are you going to bring a plus
I'm
one?
not. I've gotten that question a lot. I do. I have a plus one. I'm not because it's like I don't know how to be like politically. It's a very like Caucasian company,
Mm-hmm.
and like my plus one just expressed that he would not be comfortable.
I feel him.
Which I
Understandable.
understood.
Yeah.
I feel
So I
him.
didn't even ask him. I brought it up after I RSVP'd one and was like, by the way, they had said, and he was like, yeah, no, you did the right thing. Like I figured.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Oh God, I already see that just like spiraling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going by myself, which is fine. I'm very excited about it actually. And everybody that I work with is actually honest. They're very nice. So I mean, so far, everybody's really nice. Yeah. So
Awesome. Well, congrats on this. We've already given your
Yes.
congrats, but congrats on this. And actually, you have tabletop.
I sure do. So the question that I pulled is, what small moment in your life led to a big change?
Ooh.
Right? I got excited when I read it.
What small moment led to a big change?
I liked it. It makes you like reflect.
Yeah, I
What?
really have
You
to.
just started laughing.
Because I'm really thinking hard. I'm like,
Yeah, I really feel like I have to think really hard. Do you have anything?
I mean, my decision to go to New York Valentine's Day weekend, like that resulted in my child. So
Oh, okay.
Wow.
seemingly small decision because I said yes to 101 like random pickup trips, but that was the trip that my son was conceived. So
Okay.
Wow, that's deep.
Big impact.
Shout out to Kitty.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up, Kitty? My
Gang.
dog.
I'm stumped.
Really?
And I know I
And
shouldn't
you
be
had
because
that
like
no, it is a great question, but I would literally just have to think of it. The thing that's coming to my brain, and I guess it's not a small, I don't know how to explain it, but the only thing that's coming to my brain is my granddad who passed away when I was like 2 years old. wrote me a letter that I didn't get until I was graduating high school. And the letter said a whole bunch of stuff, how much he loved me and how much whatever. But he left me a camera and it said, "This camera is for your journalism, your future journalism career." And I had been doing TV production and doing all that stuff and doing everything that whole time. And I had no clue that this letter even existed. So I managed to think about that small little letter that literally sticks in my head to this day. Sometimes I was just talking to Chris about this, like, this industry is really hard, and sometimes it seems like people blow up so quickly, and so you have to like reality check a lot and be like, "Ugh, I just started, or I'm just getting here, or I'm just doing that." And sometimes it's just hard, and it's exhausting, and there's no money until you get there. And so it's tough, and literally to this day I go back to that letter. Like, I just think of that letter. I don't have the letter. I let my mom keep it. But I like think about that letter and I'm like, this is my destiny. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
It is.
That's so cool. Stars aligned.
right.
For him to have written that so long ago. And for
Yeah.
it to have an impact.
Yeah. It's amazing. Anybody else?
I'm stumped, honestly. And I know it's going to come to me way after this
It
episode
is,
probably
and
comes
you're
gonna
out.
send a
Yeah.
text.
Yeah,
You're gonna
Actually,
text
I
us.
kinda
We'll save it
like-
for a guess who sent that text, maybe.
I don't know. I think maybe moving out kind of like just jump started a lot of things in my life. Like in my 30s. So yeah, I think just like being on my own, like having to make like real life adult like decisions, and like just being a lot more strict with myself, and just all around, like I just feel like it just transformed me into a different person. But I like where I'm heading, so I guess that's my small moment.
Because I feel like honestly, life is what got me about the question was because life is full of small moments and they're constantly accumulating to like big changes, and you don't recognize it until you're on the other side of it. So I feel like we all probably have 101 small moments
Yeah, definitely.
that led to a big change.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll text y'all. I don't know.
Like,
I really don't
even
know.
that time where you cried in your car on your way
Right.
somewhere and you're like, wow, and it made you make that decision, like I'm not doing this again, or I'm so happy about this, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that's really true.
Casey's face is like, I still don't know.
Yeah, I'll text you. I really cannot think of something.
Well, we'll wait for your text message, ma'am.
Okay.
So our next topic specifically reads, do you think men or women are more prone to cheating / disloyal behavior, and why?
Do you think men or women
are more prone
to cheating?
Yeah.
Dishonest behavior.
Like to being cheaters?
Men.
Yeah, man. Like,
but I'm gonna say men. But once the woman finds out that the man is being disloyal, it's over.
Oh, that's facts.
Women are.
That's true.
Nasty.
I think that's the
Nasty.
distinction.
Yeah.
And we'll hurt harder. Like, we'll hit harder.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna break your heart, step on it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna sleep with a nigga that's richer than you, finer than you, like you're somebody I know you don't fuck with. Like, I'm gonna do that.
It didn't, and you know what's crazy? It doesn't even have to get to that extent for a nigga to be hurt. Like, you could just go on a date with somebody else and he's
and it'll kill
crying.
Him. Yeah.
And you're a whore
at that point.
Slut. So you might as well go all the way through it. It's already in his head. It is already
like, you can say hello to another nigga and niggas are really gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?
Sidebar, but also relevant because it just happened. That just made me think of the video that went viral with the guy that was NFL player that was beating on his.
He needs his fucking ass beat.
I was just in my head, like I was watching, and I was just like, first of all, you're psychotic to even like physically assault a woman like that. But then also, like, what did she do? Like,
in front of your child,
didn't do anything.
She talked to a man. She probably gave somebody her phone number
to get you in front of your kid
because he kept saying, "You think that's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think that's okay?" So it's literally like I feel like she did something that she probably did think was okay saying hello, saying, something that.
Yeah.
But does that warrant you literally picking her up, slamming her down
Into
for the
your child.
TV to fall on top of her? Punch her.
No, I cried watching that. I was so upset.
My blood
Boiling, okay?
I literally want to jump through the phone. I almost wanted to jump on the highway and join the search. Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh, is
What's
he
up?
missing right now?
Yeah,
No,
he
they got him.
finally
No,
They got him. They
arrested
arrested him.
But
Yeah.
still, for that 1-2 days he was missing.
No, that shit is so scary. And it's like we are painted to be the emotional ones and the super like
Irrational.
yeah, and acting with our emotions. And like this, we literally see what happens when men get over emotional. Like
Yep.
it is literally dangerous. Like and that's so scary. And
that's just sad.
And it is
That
because
just screams little wee wee to me.
it is just crazy because my opinion is that they are the ones more prone to disloyal behavior.
Yeah.
And
because he's probably done 10 times worse.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
for sure. And they will literally say like, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Like there is a double standard and that's just what it is. And it's like,
all right, let's double standard. I'm gonna show you a motherfucker double standard. I'm gonna show you.
Let's double standard.
Like we double dutched or some shit.
That's literally what I thought about too. Let's double standard. But why do you think that's the case though? What do you think makes not it okay, because it's not okay, but it more acceptable for men to be playboys? Like
because it's cool. It's idolized.
Since the year 1001.
Literally.
That's what you do.
It's in the Bible. Men had multiple wives. Men had kings had mistresses. Like it's always been okay. It's always been okay.
I don't know if it's been okay now, because
it's just always been accepted.
It's
tolerated.
It's been tolerated. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever, like.
It's just little things I think about, like when little boys are like flirtatious, and when I say little boys, I mean like little boys, like 3-year-olds. Yeah,
like
and they'd be like, "Oh, he's such a flirt. He's so
he's gonna be a playboy. He's gonna be a heartbreaker."
And then it's like for the girls, you're like, "Oh, you better get her. You better, you know what I'm saying?" And that literally happens. Like you see it happen, and
from birth,
and it's like. I don't know. It's a lot of things. Sometimes I feel like we have a lot to do with it, like why things continue, because we continue to let it continue and we continue to accept it and we continue to, that's with like so many things. But I find myself a lot of times too being like, I mean, well, he's a dude, so like,
you excuse it.
Yeah, and it's like expected. It's expected, and I do like I expect it. Like I do expect it, but I am at the point where if I ever chose to deal with a man, like you have to know what's up. Like you can, I expect it, but you need to expect it too, because I don't understand how you can even think that that's fair. Like how you consider yourself a sane person and be like, well, I'm going to do everything that I want to do, but like she better not. That's
wild. That is so wild to think about. Like,
and that's how they will say that. Like that's literally,
and it will make sense to them.
Wow.
And we're the crazy ones, and then we just seem so crazy.
Because naturally, you're gonna get jealous. Like there's on both ends. Like
every human
from
being.
the female's perspective and from the male's perspective. Like just naturally, you get jealous. So everybody ends up crazy. Like
that's what we talked about last time. But no, there's a difference between toxic and crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Oh, that's a good like thought.
What do you think about that?
There's a difference between toxic and crazy.
Do you think there's a difference between toxic and crazy?
No, because I think if you're crazy, then you're toxic.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, if you're crazy, you're toxic.
No,
how could you be crazy and not toxic?
Because you could just be a little crazy.
Just a little crazy, like.
So we said toxic. I think last time we were talking about toxic being like a reoccurring, like. Of reoccurrence. So like toxic is like, okay, you continuously like to, let's say, pick fights or whatever like that. that's a natural, like you're always going to do that. That's some toxic behavior. Like when you're crazy, it's like, all right, you cheat on me and I slid your tires. Like that's crazy.
No, I was thinking
But-
more so
but
like
like
I'm just
if
gonna
that-
call your phone a few times, back to back to back to back.
That's not crazy.
That's a little
though.
crazy.
That's emotional. That's
No,
not
that's a little
crazy.
crazy. I say that's crazy.
No.
But toxic is slitting tires.
No, toxic is not slitting. One time, 'cause he fucked it up, you taught him a lesson,
Yeah, I
and then
agree.
that's it. You
I
just
agree.
a little crazy,
I
and that's it.
I feel like you. Dang, I feel like you can do something crazy, but you can't be like you're not crazy.
Right.
I feel like you can do something
Okay.
crazy and not be
Exactly.
toxic.
You can do something crazy without being crazy because you were instigated in the moment and it was emotional, whatever. It's outside of your normal pattern of behavior.
There you
Right.
go.
Then okay, because you just
So there's a
acted
difference.
a little crazy once. There's a difference. But if
Mhm.
you're continually
Crazy.
doing those things,
If you,
yeah,
If
then
you're continually crazy, you're
and
toxic.
crazy.
so right,
So
that's
that's why. That's well, I guess.
yeah.
That's why I said it's continued behavior. So like,
Right.
if someone was like, "Yo, she crazy because she slid his tire that one time," she
Okay.
crazy.
No,
Okay.
she's not
Already got that
crazy.
label.
She
She-
did
you
something
got-
crazy.
you got- you did something stupid that made her slit your tires, and that was
stupid.
that.
It wasn't stupid. It was just crazy.
No, he did
No, I'm
something.
saying
He did something stupid.
He did something stupid that made her slit the tires, and that was that. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
That
at
was
that
it.
point, she's labeled crazy for that one time she slid the tires.
That's stupid. No,
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that's how-
crazy.
that's
You
how
crazy because
yeah.
you tried me.
There-
What?
I
No.
also think that you can be toxic and not crazy, if that makes any sense.
How?
Yeah.
I think that you can do something like be a habitual cheater, and you're not crazy. You're just a habitual cheater. Like you
Okay,
can't
that
keep
makes sense.
like you can't keep it in your hands, and that's you're very toxic.
Mhm.
Like that's toxic as hell.
Yeah.
Or you could like
Self-destructive.
yeah, like little things like that that make you toxic, but you don't have to be crazy. You're just toxic.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
Yeah.
only from one end
A
of the
minor
spectrum.
one.
And not on both ends.
So it's a
can't-
thin line?
If you're crazy, then
It's
you're
a thin
toxic.
line.
So
But
if
you're
you're
not
so they're not
toxic and
mutually
crazy.
inclusive, right? If you can be crazy and not toxic,
but you
but you can't be
No,
No,
other way
you-
around.
or the other way around.
Yeah.
You can be
Toxic but not crazy.
right.
Right.
but you can't be
the-
crazy
And not toxic.
right. Those go hand in hand.
There's a very thin line. But there's a difference, but there's a very thin line.
The more we say crazy, it sounds like a crazy word.
right, that's crazy. That's just crazy.
Like, it doesn't even sound like a real word anymore. So what?
That's
So
funny.
so how do we just end that? Oh, okay. So we agree that it's men.
100%.
Is that how
Yeah.
that goes? We agree.
Because to Jeannie's point, I agree with that sentiment and the fact that like
Usually
a woman will be
needs a
loyal
reason.
to the end of time, but like the second that a man fucks up, or not the second that a man fucks up, but like if you show me that you're not worth me, like not being loyal to you, like or being loyal,
like
to
or
you,
being disloyal.
I'm
to me.
gonna be just as disloyal, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought about something. Like if I did a survey of like the people around me and like the women around me who've dated a man that cheated on them, the number's high. If I did a survey of men who their women have cheated on them, I think the number's like
Very
low.
high.
That's
Well,
true.
Do you think it's high?
Oh, no,
that
it's
their
high.
women cheated on them?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know
That
a lot
they
of
found
women
out
that-
about.
Nah, they didn't find out.
Okay.
That's why they don't know.
So the survey is a little
So it's fucked up. So maybe
Skewed.
it's even.
It's a little
maybe
skewed.
It might be even. It might be even. You
And
think
I-
it's even? For
Yeah,
real?
and I ain't even trying to put us out like that, but
Yeah.
we can get there.
And we'll get you're right though, we'll get the one up and not even he won't ever even find out.
Like, to the
It's
death.
under our belt like bitch.
To the death. To the death.
And
to the death.
it's to the death, but also we waiting for that right moment to be like, that's why I fucked Tron. And you be like,
Tron of all names, bitch.
Tron.
what?
Not even Troy.
Tron. Like, where did that even come from?
She has to know a Tron.
I don't know.
Some way, somehow.
Does anybody know Tron? Like, what?
Megatron.
Oh, I really don't know.
But I really do think like the women who like feel the secure or feel like their men are like loyal. I can't compare that
Yeah.
to
They're gonna
the
be
women
they're gonna
that-
be loyal.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So That's all I gotta say.
That's a good one.
Let's see
When you
what-
say it
You
like
reap
that,
what you sow at the end of the day.
when you say it like that, I really do think it might be a little even because we gonna sit there and I don't know the okay. You think so?
Oh, you think so? Maybe.
I think so. I just it's just not talked about.
Yeah.
You know, but like me and Tommy had a very like deep conversation about it. He's like, no, when you think about it, like think about the amount of, not saying us in our circle, but just in general, like women who like tell their best friend like, oh, I done did this or I done did that, and just never speak on it again.
Ever again.
Yeah.
Like if you just think about the stories that you've heard in situations like that, you know, it's usually the nigga who fuck up first. But
yeah, a lot of women be out here.
Yeah.
Because the niggas are so quick to do something and tell their homeboys, but then keep speaking on it, keep speaking on. We will definitely, this what happened, and we're never talking about it again. Like, this shit never happened.
Yeah. We just gotta tell somebody.
Somebody.
You just gotta tell somebody.
Get it out one time.
And then lock it up.
Then that's it.
Well, guys, I guess the vote is still out there.
It's inconclusive.
It's still
Right.
men. It's
still men.
because
They
they
get caught
the
more.
one that did it first. So it's still gonna be the guys.
Because it's still their fault.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm. And it's the disloyal part. Like you became disloyal, so now I'm gonna even the score.
Ain't no even now.
I'm
one
gonna
up
win.
your ass.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna overlap you, bitch.
Not 3 times. All right, next.
It was a video I saw on Instagram, and I shared it with the group. But the main question was how compatibility can be a trap. It can. I wholeheartedly think it can. Because the same way the guy was referring to it, it's basically... Okay, so I have a question. Let me ask a question to the question. Is that the same thing as trauma bonding?
That's
it is?
what I think.
Okay.
I've never heard that term before. Trauma bonding?
Literally when
it happened, I just didn't know.
Literally when he was explaining it to me, that's literally what
you thought
I
of.
thought about. I was like, that's trauma bonding. Like,
but what if there's no trauma before the bonding?
There's always trauma.
Right.
Everybody goes through trauma.
I feel like
Life
when we
is full
hear
of
trauma, we feel like it's traumatic. Like
Yeah.
we feel like it's like a crazy thing that happened. But there's little things of trauma. Like, bitch, you stubbed your toe has trauma. Like it happens.
Any event in your life that like I feel like impacts you, so, like it's traumatic. It's impacting you.
Yeah.
And does that only go for like relationships or like friendships as well?
I think it stems over to friendships too.
Yeah. I think like relationships are all the same. Like platonic, romantic, like relationships are all the same, and you can have those issues and everything. But I think where I got not confused, but when I was thinking about it and listening to him, it's like when you have to be compatible with somebody though, like with your person though, like you have to be like that's important. And he said though to base it off of compatibility solely, but it's just then also it's just like, so what else? I just don't know how else to compare or to say that your relationship, you know what I mean? Like, what else are you looking for than to be compatible with somebody?
Right.
Like, what else are you? He said
Right.
suitable, but like, I think those words feel very interchangeable to me.
They do.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But the same thing he was saying, so like one person is looking to heal, the other person is looking like just to stay in that space. You're no longer compatible.
Right.
What do you do in that case? You're done.
Right. So you're not compatible anymore.
But I feel like real soulmates are
right.
So then what's the word for that? So then what's the word for being with somebody who you're compatible with forever?
In the moment?
Like,
because you're both growing. You're not both staying in. So that's a good question, because in my head, I'm like, okay, you can still be compatible with someone, still experience those same traumas, and both move out of those situations or whatever, you continue
you
to
stay
grow,
compatible.
and you stay compatible.
Right.
So when one person, you know, advances to the next level and then the next person doesn't, sometimes even right away, that's where, you know, the clash is, when they're no longer compatible because they don't have the same interests anymore. They don't, you know, are not going through the same thing. So it may not be understandable. And I think like for me, and this is not to like shed like a negative light or whatever, like it got to a point, me in a previous relationship, where I started to change the way that I thought. So like I would always try to think of the positive, because I used to be a very negative person. One thing bad, I fucking get a flat tire and I'm depressed for a week, and it's like, the tire is fixed. Like, why are you still depressed? And I was like that for you know, a good minute, and I realized that when I started to have that positive mindset, or you know, try to make myself think like, okay, one bad thing happened, all right, just get, you know, deal with it and then keep it moving. And I just realized that at that point where my partner at the time just could not see the like the positive, it was always just negative, negative, negative. And I'm like, yo, I do not want to go back to that mindset. Like I got out of that, and I'm trying to shed that light on you, like, don't think like that, don't think like that. And it just was not moving anywhere, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
yes. But I feel like that's where like true, like, not to be all Disney princess, but like I feel like that's where like true love comes into play, because you're not always going to be compatible with your partner, and that's platonically and romantically. We've all been in different stages of our lives and still managed to have a friendship. Like things might you might not always be necessarily on the same page. One person might be growing, one person might not be, but at the end of the day, it's your love for one another that like keeps you guys together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think of my partner now, and like there were periods where I was very depressed and very like emotional, and he was not. He's never been, truthfully, he doesn't even know what depression like feels like. He doesn't understand it, he doesn't get it, but he's always like been there for it. So we might not have been compatible, but there was a love, there was an understanding, there was a look, I don't know what the fuck you're going through, but I'm gonna be here regardless. Like so I mean, I guess maybe that's what he's referring to in like the terms of compatibility. I don't know, because then I also feel like that makes you compatible though. Like if one person knows how to balance you out, then you are compatible.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
And so it, like, for me, and being in like a great space in my relationship that I feel like I've been in for so long, like that is what it is. Like that is what makes us compatible. It's like I feel like, I don't know, whenever I think of compatible, I just literally see a puzzle. And I feel like what pieces I'm missing, my partner has.
Yeah.
And that is why we are compatible, because like we fit into each other's puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
And like that is, so like I just don't understand that's what a relationship is. So I was kind of confused. Like some things that he was saying, I get. Like I do get that, like, you know, the stages in your life are gonna change, and sometimes people can't keep up with you, and that is understandable. And then I think you are no longer compatible, and that's when you leave. Or that's when you should
the
leave.
Word that we're stuck on, just like,
compatibility.
the word compatibility. It's just kind of like, yes, that's why, and I think that's why he said seasons, because you know you are compatible in seasons, and if one season change, like you're in fucking Antarctica and you're in the same season for 12 months, 11 months out of the year, and 1 month that you're not, that's where I think he means like in season. So it compatible meaning like not too much alike. So if two people are the exact same way, or they what's the word I'm looking for? Like they agree on the same things or whatever. Like let's say they two people who just love toxic shit, like they just like fighting. They just, and then 3 months down the line, she or he doesn't want to fight anymore, and then this person still wants to fight, and now they're no longer compatible. So I think when he said in seasons, he was trying to just clarify what he meant by being compatible, because when you're with somebody for a long period of time, you're compatible, and when you're with somebody for a short period of time, you're compatible at that time. So
yeah. I just, when you say your partner doesn't like recognize depression, I literally thought about, I've been thinking about this a lot. I saw a meme or a post or something that said black women, but I think it's just black people in general, don't really know what depression is because they think they're failing. And it like resonated with me heavy because I feel that. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I recognize depression. I've never felt like I've recognized depression ever, what that is. And I've always tried to like not, truthfully, I've always tried to not connect myself with that. But when I saw that post, it literally was like, wow, like that's how I feel. Like that's how I feel right now. Like I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm failing and that like I'm not doing good and I'm not doing, and because I feel like that, I don't have the motivation to do the things that I need to do. And it's like the thing that's making me the most stressed out right now is financials, right? Like I have so many things that I want to do and everything costs a lot of fucking money. And every fucking thing costs money. Everything that I want to do costs a lot of fucking money. And so, you know, I've been in a space where I feel just like a failure. Like I feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, where am I? Like, where am I? And I didn't feel like that before. I didn't recognize it. And it's like, you need, I don't know. It's like, I need money to not feel like this, but because I feel like this, I don't have any motivation to go out and get the money. And it's like, I don't even know how to get out of that space. Like I literally don't even know how to get out of that space, but it's the first time that I've like recognized like, I might be depressed. Like I might actually be depressed, and that shit is like crazy, but and I have to recognize that I am depressed and I am not a failure. Like, and but like I didn't until I saw that post, it just resonated with me so hard that I'm like, wow, that makes sense. Like I just feel like, and I do feel like a lot of the black people that I know, especially black women, because that's really who I connect to more than anything, that's how we feel. We feel like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Why isn't this working? What is happening? What is this? And you get so down on yourself because you feel like you're messing up, but you might be depressed. Like you might just be depressed, and you have to like disassociate those things from reality. And it's like,
I can relate to that in a sense where I think when you're at that point in your life, and I think it has a lot to do sometimes with social media too, or the people around you and stuff like that. When someone else is doing good or you see someone else is doing good, like you want those same things for yourself. And like when you were talking about the whole journalism thing where you feel like you should, people have those quick come ups and stuff like that. And it's just like realizing where take one thing at a time, like set a goal for one thing. Like I may want this, and this, and this, and this to happen all at the same time. And I had to like, it was depressing me, like realizing that I wanted these things and it consuming my mind. Like, okay, I want this. And let's say if I see somebody else and then it's like, yeah, I want this too. And you want all these things at the same time. And it's like, okay, I have to sit back and realize like just take it easy a little bit. Like your time is going to be your time when that time comes. So like, okay, maybe this may happen that you want to happen, but you're not there yet at the other thing that you want. And it's just kind of like maybe try focusing on like one thing and getting there and then doing the next thing. But I get the feeling of like wanting a lot of things to happen at the same time. Like I feel like you saying that makes me realize like how I was thinking and what I had to tell myself, not even realizing like, okay, like you want so much right now, like slow it down. And with church and stuff like that, for some reason, I always feel like they always talk to me like this. The message always comes to me
at the right time
where I'm just like having those emotions.
They're talking directly to you.
Yeah, this is like, it's kind of like, all right, fine, like a child. I fold my hands and just be patient and wait. And I think what's helping me not go crazy is me like constantly reminding myself like, when it's time for that to happen, like whatever it is that you want is going to happen in its own time, not the time that you're seeing other people. You want to get to where that person is, or you see this blogger is doing amazing or whatever, and you want to get to 3 million views, but they probably was fucking depressed too 3 years ago when they wanted to be in that spot. So it's like my little advice to you and advice to myself
and me, because I'm taking this all in.
So that I realized that I was also like feeling like that too, like, oh, I'm a failure and I'm not where someone my same age is at, and things like that. And it's kind of like, okay, like your life is your life, their life is their life, and your timeline is your own timeline. So something that you may want is not for you, and you may not get that what you want, but you may get something else, and maybe that might kind of balance it out. So
it'll be bigger and better.
And it's like, I don't know, that's literally how I get through every single day. Like every day I say like one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. Like I've been doing that for a long time. That's literally just how I get through life. Like just one freaking day at a time, because that's all we can do. Truthfully, that's really all you can do is one day at a time, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what the next hour holds. So literally one foot in front of the other every day.
I'm a planner. I like to
perseverance,
plan things. So I'm like a planner.
That's my problem.
And it's like, ooh, in 6 months, $10,000 in the bank, bitch. Damn well. Like, just being a little realistic with myself. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's literally what my plan. Like my problem is, like I plan to do this, and it's just like in the time frame that I plan it out, and then I go back and I look at it and I'm like, shit, that didn't happen. That's when I'm just like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? Why is this not happening the way it's supposed to be happening? But I literally have to remind myself, like, my timeline is my timeline, and when shit happens, it's gonna be beautiful.
Amen. Yeah, perseverance and manifestation, like they go hand in hand at the end of the day. Like don't let like shit fucking happens and you can't be discouraged by it. Like perseverance and manifestation, like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep working
because my plan was to be married with kids by 25, and I have to laugh at that because what we were doing at 25.
We really thought that. I mean, I had kids, but I wasn't.
I thought that. I think like in high school. But then once I got older, I thought I would never get married, and here I am planning a wedding, like
and a kid,
and a kid. Facts.
Look at you.
That pisses me off, but whatever. We can end this segment.
I don't have a jingle. What?
Who sent that?
Please
I hit that.
Please.
That was smooth.
It was so sweet. It was like Annalise's voice,
right? Well, speaking of Annalise,
yeah, that was funny.
Shout out to our daddy.
No, that and the text message I'm about to read. It says, "I'm about to ruin Christmas for the kids. LOL. They're mad I'm coloring my Santa's face is black. And they keep saying Santa is white, and I'm about to just tell them that he's not even real."
You can never get that text without laughing. Like,
yeah,
you can never,
because this is how fucking hard I was dying last night. Because I could just picture Britt just like, he's not even real.
I'm Santa.
I could hear her say, "Shut up, he ain't real." Like,
I'm Santa. Like, I buy all your presents, and I'm black. So Santa's black.
And then she sent an example. I think that's what really took it overboard.
The example of her black Santa. For all the black kids out there, Santa is black,
right?
Because he's real,
and real black. He real black.
And for the white kids,
black white kids.
He real black.
The title of this episode: Santa's real black.
Yes. That should definitely be the title.
He is though. Just like Jesus is black. I mean, it makes sense. Honestly.
Yeah.
No, it does.
It only makes sense.
It really
Santa
does.
is black.
But I did that. It's true what I said though. Disney took like action this year, and they have
Yeah.
multiple ethnicities. I don't even think it's just black. I think they might have
Chinese.
other.
That's beautiful.
and everything.
That's nice.
Like they made a point of it
That's
this
what's up.
year.
She's Chinese.
That's crazy.
Chinese Santa?
No, that's what's up. Representation. I love it.
The
Stop
Chinese
Stop
people
it.
in China don't even think he's Chinese. So
Well, first of all, they don't celebrate Christmas. That is one of the only places that's open on Christmas. Like the Chinese restaurants. It's one of the only places that's open on Christmas.
Because they don't
That's
celebrate.
Yeah,
that's where,
yep.
like Jewish people
Mhm.
go eat Chinese food on Christmas. That's like a tradition.
can you imagine if
If
one day all the people who thought they was white and we told them they was black, what they would do?
oh my God.
What?
Who thought they was white?
Yeah, like if your whole life you thought you was white and then somebody
My
comes in
nigga,
and be
no.
like,
What?
actually your
If you're-
great grandfather was African American and he's black as black. I think they would have a heart attack.
They would.
It depends on who it is.
All the white
Because
people.
some
No.
white people would wear it as a trophy. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'm part black, and
Yeah.
they think it's like
And
the
this is
coolest
what
fucking
I
thing in the
think,
world.
yeah.
And I'll take it right back. Never mind.
What if it was vice versa though? Like, what if you found out you were white?
That never fucking happened. That's not even a possibility.
I don't know what I would do.
I mean, at the end of the day, all of our ancestors, like, the world is so crazy. And so we
Mhm.
have
We all
ancestors
black.
of the other race. Like,
Yeah,
there's
black.
no, like,
Black.
Yeah,
It
black.
is
Black.
right.
Ain't no ancestors of white. I'm not in the ancestry. My ancestry.com, bitch.
You don't see no Europe, nothing in my shit.
And if they Europe, they black Europe. So,
And
Not
on
on
that
my ancestry.
And on that note, speaking of your family, shout out to Cassie.
Yes, shout out to Cassie.
And Dorothy.
Ambiance.
And Ambiance for having us record here. This might be a regular thing. I don't know. We don't know.
this
That would be
our-
nice.
we
I
are
like it.
family,
This is-
so we welcome here anytime. You know what I'm saying? I got the key. You know what I'm saying? We can have a party. in here.
Yo,
I'm
and
just
they
kidding.
keep the liquor stocked in here. That's lit. That's lit. So
Come out. There's a coffee bar, a balloon bar, balloons,
yes.
whatever you
Balloons.
want. Come and get it.
Come here for all your balloon needs. We love y'all.
Shout out to Ambiance.
Yes.
One. Bye.